think we're back here on Burisport, originally created by Mike Majoris, I believe, tweaked by Blue Strike, and ported by Lead Enema. And then, of course, lots of art in here is contributed over the years by our awesome Insurgency mod developers and artists. And now we're playing it in the new Insurgency. So if you'd like to join us, we are on the Bullet server right now. Password is classic. We've got a few people in here. We've got about 12, which is not bad. Definitely a slaughter, as I remember. I had a discussion on the forums opened up on multiplayer game modes. I'm not sure if I was talking about that last week or not, but this definitely brings back some thoughts on trying to, optimize the push in the battle modes with reinforcement waves and that sort of thing to kind of ease back on the insurgent offensive that the limited respawns. It's just kind of, everybody just runs out and just keeps shooting. Nobody is really valuing their life as they do in Firefight, where we've got, of course, the limited spawn. So if anybody has any thoughts on that, feel free to go on the forums, look in the blogs section, and the multiplayer game modes thread. So what are some of the things you'd like to change on this map, Led?
Well, a lot of it is texture-based to start off. I've got to work out a lot of proper textures, and then it's cover and spawn protections, a lot of dynamic spawn blocking, a lot of things like that, like mapper's job to keep things straight kind of stuff, But as far as changing the actual gameplay or layout, I think they got it pretty right. Mike Majoris, you said, got it pretty right with this layout. So I don't plan on changing too much with that on this one. And that's actually one of the reasons that I decided to do this map, was that it was already so right. It didn't need a lot of changes, where there's a lot of other good maps that need some tweaks here and there. Like Almaden's a fantastic map, but Delta needs to be changed up a little bit. Sinjar is classic, but Delta needs to be changed up a bit. This one, I think, has it right.
Yeah, this one's pretty good. I find the Bravo objectives pretty difficult to get across that open area. I think I was mentioning last night when we were playing that Bravo building right below where the trenches are. It would be great if we could take a rocket or some C4 and detonate a hole in the bottom of it, and be able to climb up to the second story from
downstairs
from inside of it. Yeah, have a lower level. Even that could be part of the objective area as well.
Right. Yeah, I think that I think you're right on target. That one of the shortcomings of this map, I think, is the small objective size. An RPG or a grenade can usually clear Bravo or Charlie. So that was something I was thinking about. But Charlie, there's not much more there. I'd have to probably build more buildings out there to make Charlie a bigger objective. Where Bravo, I was considering actually just one drag of the mouse to make it include the building across the street from Bravo with the air conditioner, and maybe have like a larger cap area that includes the street. So I mean, I'm open to a lot of things, but opening up. I think that larger objectives are key, especially with more players, and making it so there's more than one place to hide in a objective, so you're not just chunking a grenade in the same spot every time the objective indicator ticks over,
Yeah, it might be an interesting concept to have that objective over a wider area or multiple buildings. It could include the first 3 buildings that are, the kind of the village edge. So that you have to clear all 3.
Yeah, honestly, this what's called the mansion here, this 2 building towards the coast, I think would actually make a really good Bravo.
That's true, because you've got that bottom flanking area. Currently where it is, you have pretty much have a head-on assault or a pretty long flank.
Yeah, but I think if in general, I lean towards larger objectives. So you have to really control the area, and you have a lot of options for cover. And more complex brushwork because the engine can support it. So opening up Bravo is a great idea. Having the upstairs and downstairs, or using this larger building on the left here, and maybe putting a couple more entrances in it. Maybe put an entrance over here on the coastal side.
Yeah. Well, if we're taking liberties in terms of visual direction and layout according to kind of more Afghanistan-like concept, might even be able to, maintain that same flow where it goes from the open area to the bridge to an open area to kind of built-up area and then a more open area again. You could rearrange it and have it more distinctive compound-like area, and kind of have a little more, liberty to play around with the objectives, but still maintaining that structure of that flow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I really want to get these ports done for one good reason is that my custom map, the first custom map I'm going to put out is going to be one of the most authentic maps done. I mean, period. I've not played like some other games that I probably should have played. I haven't played Call of Duty. I haven't played this and that. But everything I've seen, there's a lot of things that look like they're Afghanistan-y to Westerners. But if you start looking at enough pictures of Afghanistan, it doesn't look like that,
Yeah.
And the structures I'm working on for my map are very much like, actual Afghan villages are. No compromises.
Great. So you were saying it's more in like the mountainous terrain kind of eastern Afghanistan?
Correct, yeah. It's Harara. Do you know that area?
Not sure if I'm familiar with it.
I'm not sure exactly where it's at, but I've found a lot of good image references for the area, and it's exactly the type of stuff that I was going for. Not cliffs and rocky stuff, but big, mountains and long contacts, but also, little windy roads up through the mountains, that you can, flank along a high road to get behind the village, but you can also snipe from along that whole high road over. It's an extremely open area. So we'll see if I can pull it off.
Cool. Yeah, I look forward to checking that out. I'm mostly familiar with the southern Afghanistan area, Helmand, Panjwai, and Zahari district, that kind of stuff. That's where a lot of my friends were. And that terrain is pretty much all fields. It's a very agricultural centric area. It's pretty flat,
Right.
with the exception of towering mountains that seem like just rocks jutting out of the desert. Well, not really jutting; they're huge and round, but definitely very difficult to get up on top of. So the people, they live kind of off the land where the rivers are, the wadis that are the runoff from the mountains. So that's how they can they irrigate from that, and build a lot of canals, that sort of thing. So that's kind of been the inspiration of the project I'm working on is that area. That also includes Marja, which is a well-known area that the U.S. Marines fought in Afghanistan. There's actually a documentary about that, called The Battle for Marja. I think it was on HBO. People should check that out.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of
fairly
exactly
flat.
what I
Like
was
you
thinking.
said, like jutting terrain, and then small urban areas with lots of agriculture. Very like the urban, but they're not exactly like villagey. They're definitely like buildings. Or what I'm talking about is more like mud huts. but
Yeah.
compounds of them, you know.
Yeah, and that's really the challenge of the terrain there you have all these compounds, walled compounds. Within there are several buildings. Obviously people live there and they work there, and um, but it's a very tough situation when you look at it from a military perspective.
Yeah, they are a resilient people from any perspective, that's for sure.
So what alterations have you done to this map so far? I know they've been relatively minor.
Yeah, it's mostly been texture changes where necessary, um, and I've modified a couple of models or swapped out a couple of models for because they had problems I wasn't able to resolve. So aside from that, nothing. I mean, I had to put in, all new spawn points and, the entities and stuff, but I haven't even changed any of the lighting. I tweaked the skybox light a little bit, but I'm going to redo the skybox next because there's issues with it. It's a very old skybox, and you can see the corners of it up there. So the direction of the lighting is going to change, and the color and such are going to change to match the new skybox that I'm putting on it. But
Cool.
aside from that, not much more is going to be changed, and pretty much the same treatment for the other maps. It's going to be a very loyal port.
Sounds good. A couple of the guys in game are remarking that it feels smaller than they remember. Is that just an optical illusion, or is it actually smaller?
No, that is one of the two issues that I have with the way I'm porting these. One issue is that since I'm using all the old stuff, it makes the file size really large. The other issue is that Insurgency 2's player model is a little bit larger than the Insurgency 1 player model. So it's kind of like you grew up and went back to school and you're like, I don't remember this stuff being that small, you know? It has the same
Yeah.
effect. So it also has the effect that what was perfect cover may no longer be perfect cover because you're now like 4 inches taller. So this is something that will have to be addressed. There's places that you could walk through before that you can't. If you look in front of Bravo, that wooden scaffolding that's over the trenches in front of Bravo, you can get stuck under that. Things like that. So I am going to do some research to see if there's a way to scale up the map in the engine itself, because doing the brush work is not that feasible. There's got to be, but the thing about it is it's the question is why is the Insurgency game model larger than the Insurgency mod model? That question would solve it all.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that's something we can try and figure out because, from a development team perspective, this is great. What you're doing is getting the stuff ported over, and we want to support it best we can. So we'll definitely help out in trying to figure out these issues.
If the issue would be is if how much work it would be for the existing Insurgency maps if the model size was changed to accommodate Insurgency mod maps.
Nice kill, Led.
You know what I mean? Like if
So how many hours have you put into this map and into the others so far? Like approximately how much time does it take to port over a map?
well, if Almaden is any example, and this is with it's going faster than the other ones, and I've got 9 or 10 hours into it, and it's going faster than this one did. So that's of just straight work, so it's a labor of love, as I'm sure you've seen before. You just keep going at it, but it's 15, 15 hours or something, I'd say, per map on average. Maybe more. Maybe it depends, on how much has to be done on them. Sorry, that's not a good answer, but there's a wide variety with the maps, the size of the maps, the different mappers that did them, and the different techniques they used, including what different models they used, whether they were available widely or not available. And it causes things like Abdallah. I'm not sure about Abdallah. It's something that I thought was going to be an easy one to do. But once I opened it up, it's like the brushes are there, but everything else needs to be redone. So it depends on the map.
Well, I think we'll let the 10-minute time end because I'm sure the Marines, sorry, the security won't take this. This is kind of a tough spot here for us to get through. But yeah, after that, we'll wrap it up once we finish off this map and keep it a nice, concise hour or so. Otherwise, we'll run out of things to talk about. I find the RPG on the security team to be quite effective. Remember always grabbing the M203 and the skybox was too low, so I'd always lose a grenade up in the top, or it's much harder to accurately get it through that window of Bravo. But this RPG, I put it through a few times, and people are not happy with that.
I would really love LMGs and 203s implemented, especially on these old maps. It's just crucial to be able to, especially with the suppression system that's in now. It's fantastic, and to be able to just suppress the LMG while some people were moving from cover to cover, it would be thrilling. So if we could get those in, that's going to please a lot of people. At least the LMGs, if not the 203s.
Well, that's definitely one of the priorities right now is getting those LMGs in game. That's what's missing here. I'm running around and I'm thinking, I missed that roar of the rumble of the saw. Just there's always one or two going off on this map. Maybe that's why it's so much harder to get
it does
Bravo.
a lot for the atmosphere, and adding in the suppression system that you guys have now. I just can't imagine. It's going to be scary as hell.
Yeah. My computer is continuing to act up on me. I see we've got some smoke out there. That is always useful. I saw an article today. I still haven't read it yet, but I saved it to my Instapaper. Is I think a rock paper shotgun said you can build a custom PC with better performance and at a cheaper price than the new next gen consoles. So hopefully I can do that soon.
What are your opinions on the next gen consoles, Argyle? Dare I start that?
I think the favor, especially from an indie developer perspective, is on the PlayStation. Although the games on the Xbox were quite impressive. Microsoft did have their stuff together in terms of getting those promotional. I can't even think of a game that's exclusively on PlayStation right now off the top of my head, but I know exactly what Microsoft is offering. So, Led, you've got a forum thread going. You're going to continue to post updates and screenshots and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I also started a Steam group to get some playtesters in when the time comes. So I'll be updating that with some screenshots, but there's also a thread in the map section on the forum that will have it has a poll where you can vote for what map you'd like me to do next, and I will be updating that with what I'm working on at the moment. You know.
Great. And it looks like security actually managed to secure Bravo, so we get to see more of the map. Yeah, this fight for Charlie was one of my favorite parts of the mod. You know, there's some certain parts of the mod's maps or moments that just resonate. You know, that Sinjar Alpha attack, or this Charlie attack on Burries, because you've gone through the labor of getting those first two objectives, and you're finally kind of have an upper hand.
Trying to wrap it up. You know, and it gets hotter and hotter. You know, more and more pressure.
Yeah.
Speaking of wrapping it up, we're about out of time.
Yep. Well, given we have about 5 more minutes, just until this map ends.
Oh, I guess.
All right. Or if sooner, if we manage to attack and successfully secure it, which we are closing in. Oh, our assault just got cut down.
Yeah, I think we're going to stop you, if I have any say in it. Yeah, I'm real psyched that the dev team is really involved with the community, and you know, this is just a perfect example of it. You know, especially if there was, you know, results from you know, like what we were discussing with the scaling. You know, if that actually changed things and made everything work better together. You know, it's just more good things coming from the dev team working with the community, and that's one of my favorite things about Insurgency.
And I apologize to Snuff, I just killed him on the roof as he was securing. That's a terrible move by my part.
And it was live.
Yeah. I think I just took out a couple guys with the RPG.
Wow, this is a close match. 3 minutes.
This is
Still
why I
halfway
like
there.
this map. It's objective. Ah, I'm down.
I guess I just TK'd somebody with a nade on Charlie roof. I just got kicked.
Oh, good. One less insurgent. We are making our way up there. Jihad's running, throws a grenade. I'm in. Oh, almost TK'd in their friend. They're slowly but surely capturing this. Almost there. So close. We got it. We got it. And with that, I think we should wrap it up. This has been Burries, the nice port of the original map for the Insurgency mod, faithfully ported by Led Enema, who's joined us today. Thank you again.
Yeah, thanks for coming over to our server and supporting the community.
Yeah, so if you want to follow the progress of Led Enema's ports of the original maps, check it out on the forums. There's also a link there to a Steam group, which will be dedicated to testing these out as we go along. I'm pretty sure this is going to be quite popular with a lot of our fans. A lot of the people have been waiting and waiting for these bigger maps and that kind of stuff. So yeah, with that, thanks again. We'll see you next week.
Peace.